Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Yeah, you're gonna love it. Just so you know, this is my first YouTube video ever. My intention with this video is to just give you a little bit of an idea of basically where I'm coming from and what this channel is really gonna be. Yeah, so I hope you enjoy. I hope you can relate. Definitely leave some comments down below, you know what I'm saying? I want to chat. I'm also on this journey. I don't have all the answers. No one does. So enjoy the video. So welcome to my channel. Very excited to be talking about compassion because it's something that I'm very passionate about. I try to practice compassion in my everyday life with everything I do, with every interaction I have with people. I try to show them compassion and understanding. But really, it all really starts with self-compassion. The easiest way to have compassion for others is having a good understanding and being compassionate toward yourself. We all carry around these burdens. I will give you a little backstory. From the ages of 5 to 13, I was living with my grandmother, who was very physically, mentally, and emotionally abusive. And during that time, I was definitely in a very dark space. I was feeling a lot of fear, shame, guilt. Yeah, it was just, I was definitely in a bad state during that time. Finally coming out of it at 13 though, I realized that I was still unhappy. Getting out of there, after I moved out of her house, I went to 2 different foster homes, and then finally I moved in with a friend and her family who, they were super kind and they let me stay with them, and I was free. Like, I could go outdoors, I could have friends, I was definitely in a much better situation, but I was still feeling all these negative emotions. I felt very misunderstood. I felt very alone. I felt very just judged. I felt very guilty for just like being who I was, and I definitely kept myself in this bubble, in this shell, inside of my own self. When we have these emotions as children, we carry that emotion around with us into adulthood. So I was feeling shame and guilt as a kid because I was in situations where I was forced to feel these emotions. I was being abused, I was being talked down to, and I was being told I was worthless and wrong for everything that I did. And I carried that around with me, and that didn't go away just because I got out of the situation. It was still there. It still weighed very heavy on me, and it affected my everyday life because I felt those emotions as a kid. In my everyday life, I felt shame and guilt for being who I was, who I am. I was definitely afraid to express myself because of this shame and guilt and fear that was instilled in me as a child. And once I realized, wow, I'm still carrying on to these emotions, I was really able to sit down and make this YouTube video and say these things. I've been through a lot, so I can understand where people who are in a more reactive state of mind, as long as you never confront your emotions, they're always going to be there. So we're in this reactive state of mind. Say somebody triggers us, that trigger is coming from childhood. We get pissed off at somebody, it's because of something that happened in childhood that is causing us to feel anger in that moment because we're still holding on to that emotion. So we get in this very reactive state of mind where it's like everything we do, it doesn't come from a place of love and kindness. It doesn't come from the heart. It comes from the mind. It comes from, I'm back in this state, I need to react, and I need to feel these negative emotions that I felt when I felt thin, because that's still there. Like it's still hunting you, you know? So I understand compassion because I've been through a lot. So I can be compassionate when someone's being an asshole because I've been an asshole, you know, because I was in this reactive state of mind. And once you understand that for yourself, why you feel the emotions that you do, you can understand why other people are feeling the emotions that they do, and you can sympathize with that, and you can be compassionate and understanding in your everyday life. And I feel like that in itself is such a good improvement, just like being understanding of others and like really, you know, understanding their emotions and being able to help see that and then push them in a positive direction. I feel like that's the best thing you can offer someone, is advice on how to really take a look at themselves and discover that there's so much more than this guilt and anger that they're holding on to, and just help them even discover that they're holding on to guilt and anger in the first place, because a lot of us don't know that we're holding on to guilt and anger and fear and sadness and all these low vibrational emotions from the past. And we're walking around thinking that this is our world because we were forced to think like this as children. But if you really take a minute and you look at yourself, you can tell yourself, me in this present moment, I can be whoever I want to be. I don't have to feel shame and guilt because that's how I was forced to feel as a child because of the situation I was in. I don't have to feel these emotions. Those are not my emotions. Those don't come from me. They come from the person who inflicted them on me. And once you learn that, you can really let that go and you can be yourself and you can really blossom. So, compassion. Have compassion for yourself. Learn from your emotions. Get out of that reactive state of mind. Like, coming out of it, it feels really good. It feels very relieving. So have compassion for yourself. Everything that happened in your life made you the person that you are today, and you are a good person no matter what you're telling yourself. At the core, we are all love and bliss, and that's just a fact. Yeah, get out of that reactive state of mind. Once you acknowledge your emotions, it is so freeing. I've never felt as good as I do today. I've never felt so free from the past. I now know that my past does not define who I am. I am who I am, and that's whoever I want to be. So, my past does not define my future. And that's what I want everyone to know. I hope you enjoyed the video. And I hope you subscribe. And I hope you throw me a like or whatever. Yeah, so follow me on Instagram at WitDisness. I usually don't do social media, but I made an Instagram a little while ago and I've been posting on it a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So follow that. Yeah. And thank you for watching. Again, seriously, it really means a lot to me that people care about what I have to say. So thank you for watching and have a good one.